All right, fall is here. That means it is time to get your gardens and your yards cleaned out and all prepped for winter.
Yes, expert gardener Sevi Milano is here with us today to show us some tips and tricks to protect your plants and prep before the cold arrives. Sevi, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, my pleasure to be There's a lot of things to talk about.
Looking over the bewitched.
These are bewitched mums. These are beautiful.
They are
Thank
beautiful.
you. Yeah, we grew quite a few this year at Winterberry, and those are some.
They're gorgeous.
So they're all different.
So
you put
why
a bunch
are they
of
bewitched?
varieties.
Just look at them.
Because they're magical. They're magical and bewitching.
There you go.
So I know there's a few things that we should be doing, and I don't know what they are. So what's step one? We got to clean out?
Well, first of all, if you understand the dynamics of weeds, they start in the spring, but
they don't ever go away.
Well, they don't go away, and it doesn't bother us quite so much when we're enthusiastic about growing in the spring.
Okay.
But as summer comes on and we start losing that enthusiasm, the weeds keep growing. And right now they're putting out all kinds of seeds, seed heads that are gonna be discarded into your soil. And then next year when you start your garden, you plant it all up, and all of a sudden after a couple of warm days you say, where did all these weeds come from?
That's what, my problem was this past spring. I had to weed for...
Well, they're coming from now.
Okay.
So it's a good idea to get out in your gardens, pull all the weeds, discard them, get rid of them, clean it all out, and that'll help you for next year.
I always get nervous that I'm going to pull something that's poisonous, and then I'll get
Well, that could happen too.
Okay.
Now,
but then we put down something called Preen, and this prevents them from actually blooming?
Well, what happens is there are two varieties of Preen. One is organic, which you can use around vegetables, and another is the plain one you use in flower beds. It does not kill weeds, but what it does is it prevents weed seeds from germinating.
Yes.
That's important. So you have to remember, though, there's a caution. If you plant seeds in your garden, like lettuce or radishes or zinnias, whatever, and if you put in seeds, this will prevent them from growing. So it's good around established plants. So if you buy some tomato plants, pepper plants, things like that, you plant, put some of this around. They have a shaker top on. You just shake it around.
Yeah. Can we do that now? I thought
No, in the spring.
In the spring.
That's going to prevent the problems that you're having now.
I used that with my flower beds.
Perfect. Yeah. And that really retards the weeds and saves a lot of backbreaking effort.
So right now for fall, we want to clean it out, and you said we should over mulch. I mean, mulch makes things look pretty too.
Well, the thing is, there are a lot of, like, if you just planted some new shrubs at the beginning or throughout the year, they haven't really established the kind of root system you want, so you want to give them some winter protection. So a good thick layer of mulch around your hydrangea, around some of the new plants that you put in. If you have, blueberries, things like that, raspberries, load it up with mulch, and then garlic. Most of the gardeners that grow garlic are growing it right now. They're putting it in the garden.
Plant garlic and flower bulbs like daffodils and hyacinths.
Right.
Is garlic easy to grow? I've never done that, but I use a lot of garlic.
My dad
garlic
does
is
yeah.
Garlic is easy. You put it in now, and it'll punch through the mulch layer that you put down, and then in the spring it takes off, and by summer they're this high. You cut the scapes and pick it, dry it. That's a whole segment, but but it's a lot of fun. Mine has been in for 2 weeks.
Wow.
So that has to be mulched 4 or 5 inches thick, and then you pull it back in the spring.
Interesting. And then trim everything, get all that stuff set and ready to go before the snow.
Yep. Everything ready to go.
Time to prune, right?
Yep.
We gotta
and the
prune
other
back.
thing, the other thing that we have something called Wiltproof.
Okay.
All right. A lot of people look at their plants in the middle of winter when their leaves are curling because it's so cold, and they think they're freezing. They're not really freezing. What happens is we lose a lot of plants because they dehydrate. Well, what this does, Wiltproof, if you spray on the leaves, it puts a little waxy coating all over the leaves. It's almost like you putting on an overcoat when you go out in the weather.
Okay.
And it protects the plant from dehydrating, so it prevents it from dying through the winter. So it really is a big help.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's a big help for your plants. Things like rhododendrons, azaleas, hollies, things that have those leaves that have to deal with all that cold weather.
You just spray it on everything?
Just spray it like that. It comes like this in a spray, or you can buy it in concentrated, a bigger container that you can concentrate. So
Thank you so much.
So fascinating.
Well,
Good
we learned
tips.
a lot today. You can find it all on our website. Go to WFSB.com and click on Great Day. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Debbie.
Caitlin, great to be with you.
Thanks for having me, Kara. Nice to be here as